So if I hadn't already done enough DRs, I'm gonna do a video one because the chances of me getting to final two are fairly slim at this point, I think, because I'd need to win final HOH, which I'm going to try to do. Obviously, I'm going to try to work my magic to get Mikey to see the light and realize that he has a much better chance of beating me in the final two than Owen, even though pretty sure we'd both beat him. Owen would obviously beat me, so anyway, I'm just in the case I don't get to final two, I just wanted to talk about the game, maybe answer some jury questions before jury questions are asked. I don't know, because I know this will be posted eventually. So, weeks 1 through 4, I played as Lexi. It was honestly super hard to juggle my main account and Lexi's account and make it look like we weren't coming online at the same time, going offline at the same time. I give a lot of credit to Kyle for really helping me with that and that kind of stuff. I knew coming to the game as somebody who was new and not known to many people, I needed to make as many bonds as I could as fast as I could because I mean newbies do have a shot in this game and they have done well in the past, but predetermined alliances happen. It's just how it is. Um, So I aligned myself with one side of the house and then the other because the house split pretty much as soon as we got in. So um, I was forced to work with Leah. I don't like to use the word forced, but I kind of was. I love Leah. She's one of my best friends outside of the game, but I didn't really want to work with her as a pair because we're an obvious pair, and that scared me. But there was no way around it because, come to find out, Lexi goes to Kyle's high school that Leah also went to, and I guess they're family friends or they've known each other for a very long time. So I was kind of forced into that relationship a little bit, and I mean, it worked out for me a little bit because it did give me an in with people like Owen and Christina and Cole and those kinds of people who do know Leah. So I think it did work out early game, but I knew down the line that it wasn't going to work out. Um, the other alliance okay, so we had the KLOL alliance, which was Christina, Leah, Owen, and Lexi. We were pretty loyal to each other. We tried to get Grace out the first week. It didn't work. And I think it had something to do with me because I was also playing the other side of the house. I was in the pretty gang with Grace, Jade, Cole, and Eli for a little bit, but that kind of fell apart. Um, the Pretty Gang disintegrated mainly because Grace was Saboteur and she was just fighting with a lot of people, and I might have leaked that the Pretty Gang was a thing to KLOL, and I'm pretty sure that's why Grace almost went home the first week. So that was that. Um, Not much happened the first 4 weeks. We threw every competition that came our way. We didn't try. We wanted Lexi to be looked as a floater and a huge social person. I did win the veto in week 4, thanks to Owen a little bit because he had a few more answers than me, but decided to let Lexi have it just so she could have a win, and that was another social strategy, I guess, just to try to get in closer with Owen. Weeks 5 through 7 were super tough to come into because it was midway through the game. We had lied to everybody about who we were. Um, Pretty much right when Kyle and I came in, we had decided that we were going to stay fairly loyal to Leah and Owen, but we needed to keep our options open because the four of us would have been a huge threat together. So I had gone to a few people and asked them what they thought about things like Roy. I asked Roy about his relationships with Leah and stuff, and I knew Leah and him were close, so I didn't want to push the issue too much. And I knew that Owen and him were close because me and my infinite wisdom decided to try to get Roy to go against Owen, but then Roy told Owen, or something happened, and Owen thought I was against him, and I ended up talking my way out of it, but it just got it got dramatic, and I talked my way out of it. I don't know how. Um, Pretty much, I wrote a lot of DRs, and I apologize for this to Owen and Leah, basically calling you guys out because I felt like you guys were running the game, and it didn't. I felt like the two of you were more loyal to each other than you were to me. So I sort of waltzed around the house saying like, okay, there's a king and queen in this game. They have to be taken out. I'm looking at the wiki now because I'm trying to think. Because in week 6, when Roy nominated Leah and Owen, I tried so hard for people to see the light and vote out Owen because I know like Leah and I would have probably worked together after that point if Leah had stayed, but Owen was such a bigger threat than Leah, and nobody saw it because his social game is just so fucking good. It's so good, and he just charms people, and like I give him so many props for that because I tried to do that this entire game, and it didn't always work for me. So, needless to say, um, but I guess Owen was under the impression that Leah was closer to me than she was to him, which was true. She told me that I was her final two, all this stuff. And it's I don't I don't know why people voted Leah out over Owen. I think it's because of the whole Lunchables thing. They thought she was the ringleader when she wasn't, and like it was a mess, and she was upset, and I felt bad, and I do feel partly responsible because I did go around to people and tell them to vote you out. Not that week, but like that it needed to happen soon, and like that I tried to prove to them that I wasn't with you. And I did the same thing to Owen, and now Owen and I are working together. So I do apologize for that. I don't regret it, but I do apologize. Around this time, I started really getting close with certain people, including Austin and Roy and Mikey and Eli a little bit. I mean, Eli and I never really talked that much, but me and Mikey got super close. Like, I consider him one of my really good friends in this game. Um, and of course, Kyle. So, Kyle and I decided to make two separate Final Four deals, one with both including me and him, and the other two with two other pairs. So Mikey and Eli, Kyle and I were one. Kyle and I and Owen and Austin were one. And obviously the two didn't know. And the plan was for us to get to Final Six in that with me, Kyle, Austin, Roy, Mikey, and Eli. And then turn Mikey and Eli against Roy and Austin. And then Kyle and I could have just like slid through. But I was worried that people were going to start figuring it out. So this will lead into week 8 when I won HOH on doubles week. But I knew making two Final Fours was really risky, but I knew it had to be done to keep myself safe, and I had done this the entire game. I was not nominated once. I talked to people, I talked to the HOH, I made sure I was safe every single week, and I think that a lot of the people on jury right now don't see that I was a very strong social player, and I have no problem saying that because I know it's true, but I feel like a lot of people didn't see that, and it's a lot of the people on the jury are people that I just didn't have a really strong bond with, which sucks because I would love for them to see like the game that I played, but I just don't think they're going to listen, and that scares me. So I'm going to have to slay jury questions if I get there, and it's going to be rough, but okay, so week 8 was the turning point in my game. It's when I finally won. And it was crazy because I had to decide. I knew it was going to come to a point where I needed to decide which Final Four I was going to go along with. And Eli and I talked for like 2 seconds, and he was in my opinion, our conversation was weird because I asked him like what he was thinking, and he wouldn't answer me. He just kept asking me what I was thinking. So I just threw out Owen and Adam's name. I was like, okay, I'm thinking about Owen and Adam, but I don't know. So he's like, fine, like I'm putting up Roy and Kyle. It's gonna be fine. One like big threats are gonna go home. And I was thinking about it, and Owen and I had worked together in the beginning of the game, and he's somebody that I do trust and I do like. And I knew if Roy was still in the game and Owen was still in the game, those were two huge targets that I could shield myself behind. And I know I called people out for shielding themselves behind Roy, but it was honestly a good strategy because everybody was so focused on getting Roy out that I could kind of like slip by. And I knew down the line Owen would be a good person to bring who could win competitions that I couldn't win. And I know he's a threat and I know he can beat me, but I was trying to get myself as far as I could. And that's when I went to Owen and was like, look, I'm willing to work with you. I'm willing to cut ties with Kyle. I'm willing to cut ties with Austin, but I need your word and I need final two with you. I need to go to the end. And he told me basically that if I did this for him, that he would owe me his game. So I don't know how that makes me Owen's servant, because I'm pretty sure he's the servant in this situation because I went to him with the deal, not the other way around. Um, so when I put up Austin, a lot of backlash came with that because Eli was like, okay, well, you lied to me. I don't know why you would do that. And I said, look, like, it really doesn't matter who's up on the block initially because it's all about veto. Because with only two people voting, the nominations could switch so easily with veto. And I told people just not to worry. I was trying to make Owen feel safe. If Owen went up on the block, he would be going. And I felt fine. And of course, Owen won veto, which was fine with me too because it kind of solidified the deal that we had and made me feel a little bit safer. Roy winning veto was not what I really wanted. I would have loved for Kyle to stay in the game, but it happened. There was nothing I could do about it. I do feel partly responsible for Kyle's eviction only because I told Owen that I would keep Adam around, but which was his like big ally, but I would cut ties with Owen or with Kyle just to make it seem like I was with them and like that I had nobody in this game and that I really needed them so much and all this stuff. So I told Owen to force the tie on Kyle because I knew Eli would vote out Kyle over Mikey. It was just a heat of the moment decision pretty much. I don't regret it at all because I've gotten this far without Kyle and I think I've proven that I can get through a game without people that I actually know very well. I mean, I know Owen very well, but we haven't played much together. Like, we've hosted together and stuff, which was great, but we've never really played together. So I've played with Kyle closely in 2013 BB, even though it didn't really last. We were partners. Um, Lee and I know each other in real life, so obviously I know her and I know how she plays. Um, yeah, it was a heat of the moment decision, and I don't regret it. I'm sorry, Kyle. I know you. I don't know if you know that I'm the reason why you went home, but I was. I told Owen that it was okay to force the tie. I lied straight to Austin's face, and I feel bad about it, but I also don't regret it, to be honest. Um, you were a big threat in this game, and I know that you might not see it, but I do know things that you might not know that I know. Before Leah was evicted, um, I guess she was very close to you, and she told me a lot about you. She was like, you should work with him, but be careful. He's a big social threat. He's talking to everybody. He's not a target. Just make sure that you align with him to keep yourself safe in case he wins. And I thought that was a good idea, and that's part of the reason why I made the Final Four with Roy, Austin, myself, and Kyle. But it, I do feel bad about lying, but I don't regret it. I don't have regrets in this game, and I'm sorry if I hurt you personally, but it was nothing personal at all. It was just gameplay. Maybe in your opinion, not good gameplay, but it got me where I am right now. So it weakened Roy a lot. It made everybody turn against Roy. No one wanted to be associated with him, which is awful. I didn't want to alienate him completely. I just wanted to weaken him that week. And by getting rid of Kyle and Austin, two of his biggest allies, I figured no one else would come to his rescue, and I was sort of right. So, okay, so moving on to week 9 through 11 is when I worked with Owen, and I used Roy basically as a shield the entire time. My nomination of Eli, I guess, was taken really badly. I don't know why, and I don't know why Eli thought that there was a plan to get Owen out that week. And I don't know why he is so close with Roy now, because I remember what week was it? It was the week that we got Owen the HOH for the popularity contest thing. we made a group, basically the anti-Roy group, which included everybody else in the house. We had a final five deal. Like, it was I I don't know why he went back to Roy and was like, "Oh my God, you're so good at this game." Blah blah blah. Like, I don't understand, and I don't know why he has problems with me, but whatever. Um, I won the things that I had to win. Um, I caught Roy out. I did what I had to do, and for the finals, I realized that I'm in the final three with a final two deal with like Owen and Mikey are pretty much best friends. But I've been working on Mikey. I've been working on Owen. Owen owes me this game, and if he Janelles me, I will not vote for him in the end. I don't care if you call me a bitter juror. I don't give a fuck. I am not voting for him. I will vote for Mikey, who didn't really do much in this game, just because I put my game on the line for Owen, and I feel like I should be repaid for that. Um, but obviously, this is a game, and he could Janelle me really quick. And um, Mikey and I have talked a lot about going Final Two together, and I know that he had a deal with Owen before me to go Final Two. But I've been working on him and telling him, like, you have no chance against Owen. I have no chance against Owen. You're better chance against me because there's a lot of people in jury who don't like me. So that's just the better move for him, I think, would be to take me, but I don't think he's going to win Final HOH. So, um, it's. I've told Owen that I'm taking him to Final Two, but I'm not going to. I'm going to Janelle, Netta him, whatever. Even though I feel like I was the Netta in this relationship and he was the John, I'm going to. I have a better shot against Mikey. I feel bad for lying to Owen and telling him that I'm taking to the Final Two, but I don't genuinely think that he would take me to Final Two over Mikey. So, um, I realized that I could have taken Roy to Final Three, and he probably would have taken me to the end over Owen. But the thing is, Roy and I just don't get along, and I don't trust him. And it's too late in the game right now to try to change people's minds. In my opinion, like people's minds are probably already set on who they're taking to Final Two. Like I'm obviously taking Mikey to Final Two. I mean, Owen doesn't know that, I guess. Or he probably does. He probably knows we're gonna Janelle each other, but I just don't trust Roy. I will never trust Roy. I don't know what it is. I don't like his personality that much. And I'm sorry. I mean, obviously, Roy, you're gonna see this, and I'm sorry. You're not a bad person, but we just don't click together. We don't get along, and that's just how it is. And I'm sorry you had to go, but I'd rather take my chances against somebody who's not good in competitions and Owen, who I've beaten before, instead of you, because you've beaten me many times before in competitions, and I can't guarantee you're going to take me to Final Two. So that's kind of how it is right now. I think if I'm against Mikey in Final Two, as long as it's a 7-person jury and you guys aren't fucking with us, because this whole jury question mark thing on the wiki is not appreciated, or jury to be announced. But whatever. If there's more people in jury, I don't actually give a fuck. Um, I think if I'm against Owen, I'll have like 2 votes in finals. I'll probably get Kyle's maybe and Adam because Adam's really salty about Owen nominating him and evicting him. I wouldn't have Elijah. I wouldn't have Roy. I don't think I would have Rebecca. I don't know though. Rebecca might vote for me. I definitely wouldn't have Austin. Um, and I don't know about Mikey. I think I would lose 5-2 if it's a 7-member jury. Um, I don't know. It's just not a risk I'm willing to take. Against Mikey, I'm pretty sure I would have Rebecca, Kyle, Adam, Roy, and Owen. I think Owen would recognize the Janelle move and vote for me. I can't guarantee Austin because Austin's still mad at me and I feel bad, but it is what it is. It's a game. I was here to play it for myself. Um, don't know. I think I made mistakes in this game, but I don't think they were anything that, like, there's nothing in this game that I regret. That's basically what it boils down to. I just don't care. It's a game, and I've made the friends that I've wanted to make in this game, and that's fine. And if I'm looked at as a villain, it is what it is. I hope I make Final Two. I would love to win a game finally. I put my heart and my everything into this game, and anybody who knows me in real life, who I've talked to about this stupid game, it's not stupid, I just call it a stupid game because I act like it's real life, knows that I tried so hard to play this game very well, and some people might look at it and say I didn't. I think I played a good game. I'll fight it to the death to say that I did. Um, as Danielle Donato said, no regrets, only choices, and I made a lot of choices in this game, and I think they've all benefited me. So, alright, well, this is a 20-minute DR, so I guess I'll stop talking now. Bye!